I'm Sabrina with SAGAPS, and we're here with Kevin.
I'm the curator of the Museum of the Horse Soldier. The museum is about the U.S. Horse Cavalry in here, and we actually cover an entire timeline from before the Civil War to World War II. And every item in this museum is original pieces that were actually used by the U.S. Cavalry.
So where exactly are we going to be investigating?
Probably about the whole museum. I've been here about 5 years, and pretty much from day one there's been something that has gone on from time to time.
So do you think maybe some of the paranormal activity here might be attached to one of the dead soldiers or some of their things?
Yeah, the items in here being original, some of the things I'm sure were used in battles in times of war and other things.
So how long has this place been around? Like, what was it before?
The museum itself has been here about 10 years now.
Okay.
The building, though, has been around since, I believe, the late 60s. Originally, it was the Playbox Theater, which eventually became the Gaslight Theater.
Do you know the history of the site? Any tragedies or deaths? Previous complaints?
In the museum itself, no. I have heard things of other things out in Trail Dust Town and everything, but I don't have any real knowledge of that, just the things here in the museum.
Have you had any personal experiences?
Yes, actually quite a few over the years. I would say that probably the most common thing actually through here are footsteps. It does seem to happen more to me when I'm here by myself.
Now, have you actually seen anything?
Yes, there has been a couple of things with it. Probably the one that made me go like this at one point was actually thought I saw half an apparition. I could tell that it was because, I mean, he actually had cavalry pants on, which are blue with a yellow stripe down, and jack boots. I saw it as I was actually walking down the ramp. There was a chair that used to be just kind of across the museum down there. Saw that and stopped up at the top of the ramp and said, "Oh, come on," blinked my eyes, and he was gone.
Hi Wayne, how are you today?
I'm pretty good, thank you.
How long have you worked here?
A little over 2 years.
Yeah. And what do you do?
I work a graveyard shift on the security department.
Well, from the start, I just heard voices in the beginning, and when I heard the voices, it was two different voices, like a conversation. And when I first started here, I actually thought it was somebody on property, so I chased these voices all over different areas of the property, and I could never find them. Even check on the roof, I couldn't find them. And as the week progressed, I would either hear the two voices conversating together or a single one. It wasn't as bad, but when I heard my own voice called out, that's what really kind of freaked me out.
When I first started doing graveyard here, within the first month that I was doing graveyards, about 5 years ago or so, walking past the antique front doors, glancing in towards the stage, what I can only describe as like a light source starting at the stage, came across the floor real fast towards the window that I was looking in. I glanced in, and as it came towards me, it came real fast. As it came towards me, it appeared to be the top half of a person's torso, very vague, kind of like a whitish blue light, and pretty much left me unsettled. So now when I'm checking out the Savoy, if I'm doing graveyard, I don't bother to look in those couple windows.
I actually seen a couple of times a shadow in different areas of the property. They believe it's going to be an employee who used to work here several years ago that loved this place so much he actually stayed, and even after he passed away, he's been seen around here, and I believe that's who this shadow person actually is.
He was here for a very long time. Everyone called him Slim. Obviously, he was a tall, skinny guy. And most of the occurrences are attributed to Slim. When people talk about something happened or they saw something moved, it was always Slim did. This is Slim's jacket that he's wearing right here in the painting. We used to have his hat used to hang right here. One of the stories that I've always heard is that when the cleaning crew would come in, they would move the jacket, they would move the hat back and forth as they cleaned, and the next day the hat would always be back here and the jacket would always be back here. Several years ago the hat disappeared. We've never seen it since, and now we have the mirror here.
Some of these things that do happen and that I've seen are not really harmful. It's just kind of, well, I wouldn't say annoying, but it just gets to a point where it just happens so much, you just block it out of your mind after a while.